Welcome to the Aftermarket Wall Street Report with Vegas and Jim. Today's date is October the 15th. Hello, Vegas.
Hello, Jam. What a Monday it's been. I gotta tell you, it's been quite fun. As you guys know from yesterday's video, we talked about pot stocks and we said that, pot was hot and there was a lot of runners, but honestly, I am not going through all of them tonight, neither is Jim, because this would be like an hour video just on pot stocks. So we're actually going to talk about these ones. Acbff, which is currently OTC. You guys know it's getting uplisted. We're going to talk about Cron, and we're going to talk about Pura, which is the OTC little baby that Jim brought to my attention. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim really and talk about all these three pot plays because he's got some sort of insight on, his thoughts on, what's going to go on with these pot plays. Again, I'm reminding everyone that Wednesday is the day where it becomes legal, which is, 48 hours from now and counting. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Chartist Artist, who's now going to talk about these three pot tickers.
Yep, hello. This is kind of what we're looking at now. We called this out yesterday. This is Acbff. We hit that 1050 level, and that's where we closed on Friday, and then we said it was going to break out today. And it hit all my resistance lines today and more. We closed it about here at 1168. So we're going to look at it here. The next resistance is going to be 1195. And let's just bring it down to a daily chart here for just one moment. And I'll put this up to 3 minutes. Give you just a little bit of better picture. So we kind of hovered right here to that resistance. Let's take it to 1190. It can pull back into this little channel here. Maybe hit the this $11 again for a pullback. But we've got Acbff in a bullish pattern, at least until Wednesday. Then we've got Cron. Cron did awful good too.
Oh yeah, that one was really good.
Everybody's watching Cron. So here's a 2-day, here's a 24-hour chart right here. We bounced up from 921. Look today, it closed up here around 1270. Closed right here around, right now it closed at 1174 and then bounced after hours. So we're just playing all these with caution. They're hot, they're bullish, and that's Cron. And then this is one that Vegas really just drooled over today, and that's Pura. And we've been calling Pura out of the gate ever since it was at 5 cents. And so today, here we go, Vegas. It broke that 15-cent marker. She called it right out of the gate. She said this thing's bullish, and it ran all the way up to almost 19.6. And once it hit that, it pulled back. And this is about the time I alerted it. I alerted this support right in here. I said, just going to touch that 50 SMA on daily 1 minute, and that was right around 1741, somewhere in there. You see where it had a double bottom right here, which really made it a solid support. So it bounced on up. Then we made another call right in here. And so here we touched down to the 50, and we're still bullish. It closed up here at 20 cents. And that is Pura. Vegas, you want anything to say about Pura?
I just want my phone to stop ringing. Hold on.
Okay, we went up to
my landline. Sorry, guys. I just want to say about Pura. I mean, it ran beautifully today, and they are looking to introduce a third cannabis-infused beverage. And I understand that some of these beverages are already in the market. I just don't even know where. I'd love to know where they're located. I'd like to try one of them because it is obviously an energy drink. Not energy, but like a sports drink, right? Like kind of like I guess you could call it like a Gatorade style. So they're coming up with a third flavor. So you know what that means. They'll probably issue a PR. So again, keep it, don't get greedy on this stock. I mean, I really love the stock, but you know what they say, don't fall in love with the company and don't fall in love with the stocks because, they can run beautifully, but then, pull back. Yeah. So listen to the numbers Jim's talking. If you've been up on the stock, congratulations. continue this journey. But again, as you start seeing this go, 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 you should really be moving up the stops if you're continuing to hold like I've been doing, because I would hate to see this, let's say, go to like 35.40, for example, and then I don't put a stop loss and then it pulls back to 20. I'll be like pissed off. So be, realistic, and nothing wrong with even scalping this, with a nice size, scalping for 5 cents and then selling. And then if it pulls back again, you do the rinse and repeat, what they call the R and R. So those are my thoughts on Pura. We also did play an options trade on Cron. We took an 11.50 option call that was at the time 75 cents, which is $75 a contract. And now that Cron is at 12.52, kind of after hours here, I'm looking forward to seeing what that option's worth tomorrow, because obviously it's up almost a dollar from where we took the option trade. So I think the option traders will be pleased. And I really got to say, I'm not an options expert whatsoever. Options is new for me. But I got to tell you, those of you with a small account, I think it's a really great way to make some money on options. And I'm not saying buy a whole bunch, just even buy one. But the key is this: you got to buy it on a stock that's bullish. And I actually think that the option price has to be under a dollar, because then it gets expensive. And then it's basically, if it doesn't go the right way, you lose the whole thing, unless you get stopped out of your option trade and then you close it for a loss. But really, the key that I'm finding in experimenting with the options is really to try to find ones that are under a dollar, and then just buying one if you're experimenting, and seeing how it goes. So again, just keep that in mind if you're thinking about an option trade. Okay, so Jim, let's talk about ears, because everyone's ears are burning on this one. Ears had a beautiful run, so why don't you talk about that?
Okay. Well, like we did, we've called ears out all the way down here when it was down here at 60 cents. And we're getting these big runs on these stocks, and they're starting to scare me a little bit. And this comes like today, I was kind of feeling that this thing was getting done, and we had a great big pullback on it today. Actually, a pretty good one. And that bounced up from about 139 back to 170 into close after hours. So data's coming out of it. I'm not in it. I'm pulling out the caution flag, and I'm going to be playing the pullbacks. And it could get it back up to $1.97, $2, but I'm just going to be kind of playing it easy on it from here on out. Especially tomorrow. It's going to be on very close watch. And that's ears. And we've done very well with ears. We've been calling this out all the way from 60 cents, 40 cents, and here it is now. It hit $2 within a very short period of time.
Yeah, ears today was really good. I have to just, mention that, we'll probably see this run again tomorrow, depending how people plan to trade it, because, people are going to be buying and selling and scalping, and then you're going to have people, I think, towards the end of the day, there'll be a lot of sellers because they don't want to hold it into the data. Okay. And by the way, it's only phase 1 data. This is not a phase 3. So, you cannot expect something like this to run like another 200-300%. I could be wrong saying that, but I think on phase 1 data, it's not as exciting as phase 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Because phase 3 is when they can go commercial. Okay. And start making some serious money. So this is just phase 1. So keep that in mind on ears.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, what sounds really good to me now is this new stock that we took today, and that some of you should keep on watch, is one called FLKS. And FLKS is called Fleks Pharma. Okay. And I've been watching this one today and I'm thinking, what's going on with this stock? What's the reason this is moving today? So I'll tell you that this is one really good reason is that the stock has a lot of strength. Okay. This company, FLKS, has zero debt on the balance sheet. And when it has obviously zero debt, similar to the one I mentioned the other day, which was the AMDA, you could actually expect that there could be a potential run with the company because they have a lower cost of capital. They now have opportunities to take the cash flow that they have, and they can look at doing so many different things with where they're planning to go with the company. I do want to mention that this is a fast growing company. Okay, so the fact that they have zero debt allows them to look at growing. And I actually have to see, when is their next earnings, Jim? Can you tell me?
Oh, no.
No? Okay, well, I'll have to look that up. I can't see that on my platform. Look
Yeah.
it up. Hold on one sec. I'll see if it's on here. I just caught Jim off guard here, guys. Okay, so the next earnings report, well, I should just go to their website and check. So I don't want to tie up everyone's time here. But on this company, I would say that I'll have to look at the earnings and see when the next one is, because the fact that they don't have debt, I'd like to hear what they have planned down the road. So keep this stock on a watch, or if they're looking to trade this, Jim, maybe you talk about the chart. This will give me a chance to look at the next earnings, but I'm already in this trade. I took it as an overnight swing trade. It is actually trading beautifully right now after hours. It's around 114, 115. I took the trade today at 101 was my fill on the trade, and I'm swinging it overnight. So Jim, why don't you talk about that chart and I'll see if I can find the earnings.
Yep. It I'm looking at the 1 year chart, and we up and down here, and we had a high of 898, and it pulled back. Then we got a big gap, so it sold off. We're kind of teetered at a bottom here at the 50-day SMA, which was right around 53 cents. So we're up over 100, more than 100% today. We closed at 79% up at 95. So we, after hours, we're at 114, and we had a high of 124. So this thing's definitely on watch for tomorrow. I didn't get a chance to jump into it, but I'm going to try. And so that's FLKS, and there's your little support lines right there. You can pause this if you like, and you can use them as support.
There is also a gap to fill too.
Oh yeah, huge gap.
Okay, yes, huge gap. So, this could have some potential. I mean, volume bar today was delicious, and the earnings on this one, I did confirm here, is on November the 5th. Okay, so earnings season is going to start picking up in November. So this one has the earnings on the November the 5th. I'll be making a note of this, and I'm going to watch this stock now. I mean, I'm in it right now, but I'm going to watch and see how this starts to progress as we start getting closer and closer to earnings. But also pay attention to the gap fill. Okay, because with the volume, this could be pushed, and if this can run and move, could get pretty exciting here if this gets more volume in the coming sessions.
Yep.
All right, so I talked about AMDA. If Jim, you can show the chart there. AMDA similar to FLKS. Okay, I told you guys on Friday or on the weekend that I caught on Friday a huge order on the tape. And I thought, what's going on here? Did some research on the weekend. Obviously, the company has zero debt. And interestingly, today, I said to the people in the chat group, don't be buying the stock till we get to at least 36 cents. I said, because, people got in the swing trade on Friday at 28. And so I said, I wouldn't really want to get into this trade till it goes to 36 cents first. So it did go there, had a very nice close tonight. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking for a continuation tomorrow, and I'm going to let the chartist talk about the chart. So Jim, over to you on that part.
Well, we've had another pretty good stock here we picked out. The Vegas called the other day. Had a nice little run. I mean, we talked about it yesterday, and it had a high of right around 34 cents and closed back to around 31 and opened up. And then we had a high again, another 8-cent bounce to a high of 39.5 at close. And these are bottom plays that we're trying to find. And so we're going to pull up this 1-year chart again. We've got huge gaps to fill. So I'm going to try to magnify this up. And we've got the next resistance, which is right around here at 41.38. Then we got another gap to fill right around 44. So this can go up to maybe 46 tomorrow and find resistance. That or pull back to right around 31. So keep it on watch. Vegas is bullish on it, and I'm buyer side on this one.
Yeah, and thank you, Jim. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Jim like beside me. Even though we're remote. So the other thing is that I want to talk about, last but not least, is RRD. So this one's called RR Donnelly. So I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. But anyways, this company is into marketing, business communications, commercial printing. They're located in Chicago. So I do want to just tell people, like, I was just reading about the company. But you know, this company, my God, they've been in business forever. This is like the founders, you know, his father, son, like this is just so incredible. They used to actually print, believe it or not, and I don't know if some of you can remember this. They used to print encyclopedias for Encyclopedia Britannica. This was way before the Google days. So imagine back then, they would be the company that would print all that stuff. So anyways, the reason I'm bringing it to your attention is what I saw on the tape. So Jim brought to my attention that they had some news earlier that they announced an exercise of early settlement options in connection with their tender offers. I'm not going to get into that complicated explanation because it's just like a bunch of jibber jabber that would probably confuse the heck out of everybody. But what I want to bring to your attention first and foremost is what I saw after hours on the tape. So if you were to look at the volume today on this stock, okay, the volume wasn't that huge. It was only 1.21 million. But what I saw after hours is what caught my attention. So remember I talked about AMDA, how I saw that big order going on Friday and I thought something's going on here. Well, same thing with RRD. I saw at 4 o'clock 2 orders, one for 247,000 plus for a buy at the ask at 458, and another one for 278,000 plus at the ask at the same price, 458. Nothing else was going on with the stock, but I'm just wondering, why was these orders placed? So keep that in mind, keep it on watch. I'm not in the trade, but I am definitely going to watch this one. And maybe, Jim, can you talk about that chart? Because maybe I need to pay attention to some supports and resistance and what you see here.
Yep. Well, we had a year low just yesterday. It kind of double bottomed there. We had a 409. So I kind of think this is a bullish breakout. This is the second day. We busted above that red candle right there. And I'll magnify this up, which identifies into that little chamber right there, which to me broke up in a bullish pattern. So we've got a target on this to about 512. I think we can get up to $5. Once we hit that $5 mark, that's about 50 cents away, 42 cents away. We hit that 5 and get that 512. I think we can go ahead and proceed up to the 561. I'm kind of bullish on this because what I'm seeing in the candlesticks, and we're at a 52 day low. And if I magnify this up to let me see here, to a 20-day 1 hour, you can see the last almost 13, 14 candles are all green. So to me, that's kind of a bullish breakout. So let's keep RRD on watch, and I like it. I mean, you got a lot of room to play with up here in the last 20 days. We had a high up here to what, 609?
Yeah.
It's oversold.
Oh yeah. So keep it on watch, guys. And Jim loves it. And he
Yep.
gave you some targets.
Yep.
And I do want to ask Jim to just check one last one, only because this company came on scanners today. I don't have a position, but it's called DARE, DARE, and Jim knows about that one because we saw it earlier. I'm not in the trade. I don't think Jim's in it, but I do want to just bring this one up as the last one of the night, just to keep it on a watch list, only because of this one reason. Okay. So they are having they're going to present an overview of this novel intravaginal ring to technologies at the Partnership Opportunities and Drug meeting that's going to be held in Boston on October 17 and 18, which is this Wednesday and Thursday. So they will be presenting, and obviously this will be interesting because I believe there will be other people at this the presentation watching. Okay, so this is also a clinical stage pharmaceutical company, biopharmaceutical. They actually specialize in the advancement of products for women's reproductive and sexual health. Okay, so this is a good product. So let's just see. You might see some hype on the stock because of this presentation that's being held in Boston. Okay, so this is called the Partnership Opportunities in Drug Delivery. Keyword, partnership opportunity, right? So obviously they're presenting to gain some attention on what they're on this particular vaginal ring that they're going to talk about. So Jim, can you talk about that chart?
Yep. Well, I think it's going to pull back to right about 110. You got a good support there. It kind of did that after hours. So let's see if it pulls back to that 110 area, and you got a lower support right around here around 104, 103. So let's keep a good eye out on this DARE. I've been following this for a while. It's been nice to get in there today at 95 cents, but all the moving averages are moving up, so keep an eye on DARE. I dare you.
Yeah, so I dare you to watch this as tomorrow, only because the closing's not bad around the 120. The 200-day, just to bring it to your attention, is at 129. So if this does actually gap up tomorrow, because people are going to say, oh my God, I'm going to buy some shares because of this presentation Wednesday. The stock could tap maybe 129. If it does, that's the 200-day. And if it does go there, then I'm thinking the target on this could be 140 as the next potential if it went to the 129 and broke. So keep that on your watch list. I do not have a position. I will reassess it tomorrow during the market hours. All right. So on that note, I just want to thank everyone for, again, the nice comments and the follows. And if you are listening to this video and you are not subscribed and following, please do it. I mean, we really appreciate it. I just want to wrap up today by just saying that, there's a lot of work involved in putting the videos together, but that is the cost of success. Okay. And I'm talking about in everyone's trading journey. You have to sometimes spend time at night researching your picks for the next day. You got to plan your trades. You can't just wake up and okay, what's out there today? You got to plan. Just like when people plan what they're going to eat, or they're planning what their schedule is at the gym. When they go to the gym, they already know what equipment, what their gym routine is going to look like. Okay, so you got to plan. So we do late nights. We get up in the morning. Jim's early. He's an early bird. He's up really early. I don't even want to say what time he gets up, but it's very early. Also, sometimes part of being successful, sometimes you don't have time for friends. Can't always have such a crazy active social life. You want to go out and party, that's fine. But you know what? You got to focus, study to be successful. Sometimes it's overwhelming, which, you have to try to balance things too. And yes, you have to have time to have fun and have a social life and have time for your family. And that's very, very, very important. But you know what? At the end of the day, you are your own cheerleader. And that is basically what it's going to take to determine, is this really worth it? So you need to ask yourself that. Okay. So I believe in my experience that it is worth it, because as I've gotten more and more into research and spending time planning my trades for the next day, I find that it makes my morning less stressful. Yeah, I researched that one last night, and oh, yeah, okay, I already know that one. So I'm more prepared. That doesn't mean when I'm researching that the stock's going to come the next day, because I can't predict what the market's going to do. No one can. But, at least I kind of did some research, and I am prepared in the event that the stock starts to move. And same with Jim. You guys see all his charts he puts on there? All those lines. He has a huge watch list. Jim's very prepared. He is always watching stuff, especially last week on the red days. Jim was able to find picks when no one else was finding something to trade. I think on one day, Jim, you did what, 21 flips that day?
Yep.
Nobody was making money, but Jim was. He was finding trades to flip. And you know what? He scalped the whole day. But you know what? Jim made, over $300 that day, when many people said, "Oh, I didn't make money today. I didn't trade today because there was nothing to, I didn't want to trade. There was nothing to trade." Meanwhile, I'm listening to Jim sitting right beside him during the day, and he was flipping 21 trades. So anyhow, that's the rant. Hope it motivates you guys to study, watch the videos, subscribe, write them down when Jim talks about supports and resistance, because you're not going to remember what the hell we say on the video. Write it down so that when the stock starts to move, if it does move, you are prepared for the support and resistance that Jim's talked about. So on that note, have an amazing night. It's Monday. I'm going to go for dinner now, even though it's Jim's going to, I think, go to bed soon. And we will see you guys all tomorrow. So thank you so much. Anything to add, Jim?
Nope.
All right, guys. Have a good one and see you tomorrow. This is Vegas and Jim, and we definitely love stock.
This is the Aftermarket Report with Vegas and Jim on October the 15th, 2018. And have a great day. Keep it simple and keep it fresh.